Hello and welcome to UK Pension Desk, where we keep you informed, prepared, and one step ahead of every major change to pensions, benefits, and financial support systems across the UK. If you or someone you care about relies on the state pension, pension credit, or other forms of DWP support, then this video is not just important, it could be absolutely essential. Because starting from July 11, 2025, a new set of rules will come into effect that could disrupt your regular payments, lead to temporary suspensions, or even remove access to your entitlements, and in many cases, this could happen without warning. So let's break this down clearly and calmly. No panic, just facts and preparation, because at UK Pension Desk, our goal is not to scare you, but to empower you with the information you need. From July 11 onwards, the Department for Work and Pensions, DWP, will begin working more closely with UK banks in what's being called an enhanced real-time data sharing program. Under this new scheme, the DWP will be able to review certain aspects of your bank account activity automatically, not manually, but through automated systems, some of which are powered by artificial intelligence. While the stated goal is to reduce fraud and overpayments, the consequences for innocent pensioners could be serious if you're not fully aware of how these checks work. So, what exactly is being looked at? In short, the system will monitor whether your bank account is active, whether it matches your name and national insurance number, and whether there are any unusual patterns, and I'll explain exactly what they consider unusual in a moment. These checks will apply not only to new benefit applications, but to existing pensioners as well, even if you've been receiving your pension or pension credit for 10, 15, or even 20 years without any issues. That's right, this is a retroactive system, and the DWP has confirmed that it will roll out in batches over a 6-month period starting from the July 11 launch. Now, let's talk about what kind of activity might trigger a flag. This part is important, because the DWP isn't publishing a detailed list of red flags, but from early policy drafts and past cases, we can identify a few common triggers. First, if your account appears dormant, meaning there's little to no spending activity, no bills, or regular purchases, it may raise questions about whether you're actually using it. Second, large deposits from unusual sources, for example, a lump sum from a family member or the sale of a car, might cause concern if not clearly explained. Third, any name mismatch, such as if your account is under a different name than what DWP has on file, could immediately suspend payments. And finally, the system might raise alerts if the account is being accessed or controlled by someone else, such as a family member or carer, even if you've legally allowed it. The scary part is this: if your account is flagged, the DWP can pause your payments instantly while they carry out a verification. And they are not required by law to notify you in advance. In fact, for many pensioners, the first sign that something's wrong is when a payment doesn't arrive, or when a direct debit bounces, or they find their account unexpectedly empty. And if that happens, it's up to you to fix the issue. That means calling the DWP, which, as many of you know, often involves hour-long wait times, submitting documents, and sometimes even asking your MP or local council for help. Let me share a real-world example. Earlier this year, in a smaller-scale test of this system, a 78-year-old pensioner named Margaret from Kent had her pension credit suspended because her account showed a sudden deposit from her grandson, who was helping her with a medical bill. The system flagged it, assumed she might no longer qualify, and cut off her payments. It took 4 weeks, several phone calls, a trip to the council, and eventually her MP's involvement to get the payments reinstated. She had no idea what went wrong at first. And sadly, Margaret's case is not unique. What's even more concerning is that there's no dedicated appeals process for this new system. You still have to go through the normal mandatory reconsideration procedure, which can take weeks, even months, to resolve. That's especially worrying for elderly people who don't use the internet regularly, who may not notice a missing payment until it's too late, or who may struggle to respond to urgent letters quickly. Now, you might be asking, why is this happening now? Well, the government argues that around £8 billion a year is lost due to fraud and error in the benefits system. And while cracking down on fraud is obviously important, many experts and charities like Age UK have raised concerns that this system may punish the vulnerable more than it prevents abuse. Most fraud, they say, comes from large organised scams, not everyday pensioners trying to pay for heating and food during a cost of living crisis. So, what can you do to protect yourself? Here's a list of simple but essential steps you can take right now. Make sure your bank account is in your name only, or if joint, make sure the DWP knows it's a joint account and who the other person is. Keep your address up to date with both your bank and with the DWP. Any mismatch can trigger a freeze. Avoid large unexplained deposits. If a family member gives you money, try to keep a record, even a simple note explaining why and when. Watch for letters from DWP and open them immediately. Some notices are sent by post with short deadlines. If someone manages your money, like a family member or carer, make sure they're officially registered as an appointee or power of attorney. Check your payments regularly, ideally weekly, to catch any missed deposits as soon as they happen. Keep physical and digital copies of recent benefit letters, ID, and bank statements, so you're ready if you're asked to verify anything. And finally, don't panic. Not everyone will be affected, but everyone should be prepared. These changes are already being questioned in Parliament, and charities are pushing for safeguards, especially for older people in care homes or with disabilities. But until better protections are put in place, it's up to us, the public, to stay vigilant and informed. Here at UK Pension Desk, we'll be tracking every update, every change, and every tip to help you manage these transitions smoothly. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment with your experience or questions, and subscribe so you never miss a critical update. Thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe, and remember, you're not alone in this. We'll get through these changes together.